Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to another review video. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again. We are back in the Mediterranean in Spain. We're in the Balearic Islands, and this is one of the three. The latest scenery from Aerosoft Simwings. This is Menorca, Lima Echo Mike Hotel, payware scenery by Airsoft Simwings. Currently for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020, this is version 1. It installs via the Aerosoft One app, which is a 65 meg download. You simply install that app and then you run it, and then you simply enter the serial code into the serial box after selecting library, and it will automatically find the product that the serial code is linked to. In this case it's Menorca, and then you can go ahead and install it. Products available from both SimMarket and the Airsoft shop. Prices are the same, and those prices are €18.10, which equates to roughly $18.42 US, or £15.71 UK. US and UK prices are estimates, and prices include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. As I said, available both from Airsoft shop and Simwings. Prices are the same, and they do include tax. I've had a spent 45 minutes having a good look over this airport. A lot's been done, and strangely enough for Airsoft Simwings, quite a lot hasn't. Airsoft Simwings are known for really good design and lots of little features and lots of little detail, and this product does have it. But it also does, there are things in this product that I kind of expected to see but that aren't there. However, it's priced really accurate. Like, I think the price does reflect the product, and you'll see when we get down and have a look. But it's really quite good. Certainly worth the price, and it certainly beats anything else that's out there for Menorca in terms of the scenery. It's very accurate. Let me just give you a quick run through of the main features on the scenery. So, highly detailed Menorca International Airport scenery, terraforming for a realistic representation of the airport terrain, and they have done some terraforming. We'll look at that. Runway with the real elevation profile. It's got a slope on it, and it's according to the charts. Custom aerial photo, elaborate retouching and colour correction for a true display of the default aerial, and that's probably pretty close. I'm pretty certain it's good. PBR materials to build realistic glass and surfaces, detailed ground markings, custom taxiway lights. Some lights are made to work in one direction only, obviously for things like rapid exits on the runway. Extremely detailed Menorca airport buildings with interior designs at apron side and infrastructure buildings. Now that apron side bit is important because the land side interior hasn't been done at all, which is something that I thought they would have done. But who knows. The airside's pretty good. We'll look at that shortly. All buildings up to date. New solar roofs on the main car parking, and that you'll see shortly. The tower's painted in white, which is a new remote construction on the terminal roof. Detailed animated Jetway models, and we do a Jetway test and they're pretty good. Realistic nighttime dynamic lighting, and the visual docking guidance system also works, providing you have the module, and the module is available with the download usually. I think it's installed as part of the download. So there you go. It's a pretty impressive product, and definitely worth buying in my opinion. I'll say that straight off the bat. But let's, as usual, let's talk some history first. So, Menorca International Airport, Lima Echo Mike Hotel, is the main airport serving the Balearic island of Menorca in the Mediterranean Sea, just south of the coast of Spain. It's owned and operated by AENA, A-E-N-A, an airport operations company based in Madrid. The airport's located 2.8 miles or 4.5 kilometers southwest of the city of Mahon, after which it's sometimes formerly known. In 2020, the airport handled just over 1 million passengers and some 14,500 aircraft movements, making it the 15th busiest airport in Spain. It is one of 3 airports in the Balearic Island chain, along with Mallorca and Ibiza. The airport was opened in March 1969 when all civilian services were transferred from the neighbouring San Luis Airport. On the 14th of September 2006, a partial roof collapse occurred in the new part of the terminal building, which was undergoing construction work at the time. It is thought that the collapse may have been caused by a build-up of heavy rainwater. The debris temporarily trapped 20 people and injured 3 workers. A major refit of the airport was finished before the start of the 2008 season, and it now has 16 gates. 5 of them are linked by Jetway to the main terminal building. So let's go and have a look at runways. So as you can see, once again, we've lowered the lighting. It's about 7:30 local time, and we're looking down the throat of runway 19. Menorca operates a single runway, 1901, which measures 8,366 feet, or 2,550 meters, and it's made from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 302 feet, or 92 meters. Both ends of the runway feature standard Cat 1 instrument landing system with both Z and Y options. In addition, both ends of the runway feature high-intensity airfield lighting system, runway end identifier lights, and precision approach path indicators. Runway 19 has a single PAPI on the runway right side, and you can see that there, whereas runway 01 has PAPIs on both sides. We'll look at that in a minute. And lastly, both ends also offer VOR and NDB approach options. So standard Cat 1 instrument landing system, here you can see good approach lighting system. Runway end identifier lights, we've got centerline lights as well. Here's the PAPI on the right for runway 19. Let's go and have a quick look at runway 01. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 01, looking to the north, and as you can see, it has PAPIs on both sides of the runway. Approach lighting system's good. It's not going to be a problem going into this airport. Looks really, really good. So next we'll just have a look at, before we go down and have a look on the ramp, let's go and have a look at the jetways on the main ramp before we do a ramp tour. Okay, so we're on stand 13. Let's test the jetways. It's beautifully modelled, but again, unfortunately, it's going to go through the tug. Not much we can do about that, I think. Or maybe it's going to miss it. It's definitely going to hit the tug, I'm afraid. Yep. But that looks pretty good. That's probably one of the nicest and most accurate layovers on the aircraft I've seen. Let's get a closer look. I mean, that's pretty good. That's really quite good. Let's have a look from the other side. And there you can see that looks pretty impressive. That's really, really quite good. As I say, the only unfortunate is, of course, that it's gone through the tug because of where Asobo parks the tug. Let's disconnect the jetway. I mean, that's pretty impressive. It's very, very good indeed. While we're here, let's have a close look at the jetway. So there's the front of the jetway, really nicely modelled, and you can see you've got the 2 red lights as well either side of the jetway sides. And looking underneath, it's really, really nicely modelled. Every attention to detail is taken care of here. And there she is in all her glory. Well, that's really impressive. So there we go. That not only do the jetways look really good and are so highly detailed in terms of modelling, they actually work as well. And probably one of the best jetway connections to an aircraft I've seen in the simulator so far. So we're going to start with an airside tour. We're going to start from the southern end of the airport. Here we are at the threshold of runway 01. And here you can see evidence of retouching and terraforming, where they've actually done a little bit of work to make this whole thing fit in properly. You can just about see the slope. There's a little bump there. We'll have a closer look in a bit. But as you can see, the airport fits nicely into the default terrain, which they've added and touched up and dealt with here and there. So let's do a tour going north across the airside ramp, which is what you as pilots will be interested in. So as you can see, the taxiway markings are all good. There was a windsock there to the left. I mean, it all looks really quite nice. No complaints at all about the surrounding terrain. It really does look really lovely. Let's just calm down a little bit. Coming up on the fire station and the fire tower. As you can see, nice models, very, very nice indeed. There's no internal development in the fire station or in the tower. So as you can see, there's some more modelling here, some lovely buildings. Couple of hangars, really nicely done, nicely modelled. Buildings there landside, you can see. Again, no internal development in these buildings. And some amazing buses there, some really good bus models and other bits of clutter. And again, you can see the road system is clearly defined. All the road signs are properly done there. You've got the correct signage here, the Iberia, and the correct colours. And more vehicles there. Again, everything as it should be. Solar panels on the roof here. And there appears to be another fire station here. Got a nice model of the building on the outside, and some people. There's no animated people here other than the default that we might see, but they do have people here that are static. There's a driver and his mate in there inside the cab, and of course one guy standing around there. Vehicles look great. Proper AENA service vehicles at the airport there. And as you can see, inside the fire station, no internal modelling here. And again, in this fire tower, there's no internal modelling in this one. So a quick overview from this vantage point looking at control tower, and you get a good idea there of the scenery layout and what's been added, and it really does look pretty real. It looks really good. Now the control tower inside has been nicely modelled. Let's go and have a look. So here's inside the control tower, and you can see we're looking out through the glass. They've got the air traffic control screens. There's a chap and a very nice looking lady there. All looks really good from inside. And again, just a view across the terminal structure there from inside. You've got the staircase to the right here. And some nice modelling on the building, of course. All looks accurate. Painted in white, and here you've got the red light on top of the building as well. Let's continue our airside tour. As you can see, lots of really good bits and pieces have added here. The ground markings on the ramp are good. Here you've got barriers, vehicles all properly as per they should be. And they're just looking across a couple of buildings there, very, very nicely modelled. I love the palm trees as usual. Foliage looks good. This has all been nicely textured and modelled here so that this all fits. There really isn't much, if any, photo scenery underlying this, or it all fits really well. So let's carry on airside. So as you can see, the road system is great. The stands are nicely modelled. Lots of clutter, bits and pieces. All looks good. There on the right is the baggage hall. And we continue right up to the other end here. It's really, really good. Let's have a quick look at the Jetways. And the Jetway modelling is excellent. As you can see, everything's there. We did have a look at it in the Jetway section. Let's just go inside the Jetway. So there you can see the part that leads up to the terminal. And there's the part that leads through to the end. Jetway actually links to the aircraft. The last part doesn't really link, you can't really go through there, but the rest of the Jetway is complete, which is great. And just to look at a stand in general, this is stand 9. There you can see the VDGS system there, and you've got a couple of engineers and people, lots of little static bits and pieces around. We go back over to the road. There you've got aircrew young ladies there, and there's a view that shows you the ground part of the inside of the airside terminal with the stairwells, and as you can see, this links directly into the terminal, so it looks really quite good. So continuing the tour, we head up towards the cargo apron. Again, you can see lots of clutter, all of it nicely done and nicely modelled and textured and accurate as per a Spanish airport. Very, very nice. This is the cargo building itself with a cargo stand and various bits and pieces here. I mean, this all looks really, really nice, and it's been nicely modelled. Fits in very well with what we would expect to see here. Lots of little subtle signage and little texturing and retouching here and there to make things fit as they should do. It looks very nice. Couple of tankers there. Fence line looks good as well. So here you can see the landside part of the cargo operation, DHL truck there. Again, the roads have been done, they've not been left to photo scenery, and that makes a big difference in my opinion. We'll just stop here for a minute. You can see some animated traffic. There you can see a security control post, something I used to do when I was before I retired, where vehicles get stopped before they go into airside. And just a little look before we continue. There's a lovely building over there, and as you can see, the roads have been nicely done, and you've got signage here, very clear, even up close. And if I stop here and just swing back, two more signs, one hoarding there and a sign on the left there. All looks good. Building's nicely done there on the right. Here you've got the CL Grill, or El Grill, which is obviously a nice little landside restaurant. And again, landside part of the cargo building. Very, very nice. Now here we can see where they've adjusted the terrain because you've got a slope so that it all fits. There we are looking airside across the airside fence. Lovely cargo containers. So quickly down the landside road, again you can see they've modelled the terrain here and adapted it to make it work. I mean, this is what makes will make a scenery in many ways. Very nicely done. If I stop here and turn around, there you can see, looking towards the airside fence, we've got the buses, beautifully done, and the covers. Back the way we've came, some lovely palm trees and foliage and fauna, signs, all of this nicely modelled and retouched and textured to fit in with the terrain that it sits on. And that for me is the essence of good development. Quick look further towards the land side there, we'll have a look in a minute, but there you've got parking areas, a couple of containers there. So let's start with a quick tour of the landside upper departures level. Now bear in mind that going inside there doesn't work. There's nothing landside that's been modelled inside the terminal. However, as you can see, lots of cars, people stood about. I've even got the baggage dollies there that you put your money in to use. Signage looks good on the landside part of the building. All looks very effective. Be interesting to see this at night. And again, more signs, very crystal clear. Very nicely done here. All fits. Love this hedge. Fits really well. And they're looking back towards the terminal. A couple of buses there and a nice lady stood there. So we'll just go across the fence here, come down to sort of the lower level. There you can see the lower level. Again, modelled just the same as the upper level, but no internal landside development. There's the car parks on the right. Here you've got the elevator that goes up to the second level that people use. Some very nice people models lying around as well. Bus stop there. Signage all looks good. It's very nice indeed. Now a quick look back, and there you can see the airport sign and the landside as it looks. Little look through the car park. As you can see, lots of cars. The coverage all looks good. It's very, very nice. It's all really nicely modelled here. Here's the entrance where you come in through the barriers. And there's a shot looking towards the terminal from landside. So we take a little tour up this road. Again, nicely modelled, adapted to fit in with the terrain. No photo scenery anywhere. Really good. Here's the petrol station. It's great. It's very, very nice. No complaints. It looks really nice. I'll just complete a landside tour. As you can see, you've got the modelling goes up and down, but it's all been adapted so that it fits. There's no sinkholes or misalignment of anything here. It all works. See, even right down towards this building here, they've modified the terrain. Everything fits as it should. This is really classy. Some more car parking here. It's all very impressive. So before we go inside the terminal and show you the airside development, let's turn the lights down and have a look at the lighting. Okay, just before 8 PM, as you can see, it's dusk, the lights are coming on, and it looks quite nice. The lighting's quite subtle. There's not shed loads of it, certainly, but we'll see. It does look quite good. A quick shot over the runway there, you can see the runway's properly delineated. The yellow signs are easily to see. And they're looking towards the other direction here. You've got the cargo centre here. There is landside buildings as well. There's the fuel farm in the corner there. And it all looks really nice. Some of the signage by the taxiways, as you can see, not all of them are facing both ways, because obviously you use this to get out to the runway. And looking across the approach of runway 19 there, you can see the windsock, and the lighting on the runway is excellent. There's the ILS beam and box working. Looks really, really good. So let's get up close to the terminal and have a look at the terminal in this light. Now the reason I've done this is because I think it looks better in the low light. Looks great during the day, but the internal part of the terminal looks really good in low light. Let's go and have a look. So here we are looking at the terminal interior airside from outside the glass, and here you can see what they've done. They've done a lovely job on modelling the glass to give the right effect. If I drop down a little bit, as you can see, the same attention to detail has been given, so you get to see the lower part of the stairwell there through the glass, and the lighting inside the jetway looks really good too. This is beautifully lit. Okay, a couple of cars coming down the road here as well. Trying to see if that's a default one. No, that's an airsoft one. So let's go inside the terminal. So first quick look, looking one way here, you can see the shops. Now some of these, I mean, they just about work. They're high resolution, but they're not quite as high as they should be. I mean, these signs are really, really high res, even when you look at them close up. And this isn't too bad, and this particular area is good as well when you look at it close up. This one's not quite as high res as that one. But here you can see the inside of the terminal, beautifully done and lit. Some people up there. Let's go and have a look at that gate. So there's a good shot of the people just queuing, waiting to get on an aircraft when it pulls in. Some lovely, really lovely people models there. They're really good, even though they're not animated. And they've got a few sitting down here. Gate signs are really crisp. And this is what really struck me. I mean, you look how small this sign is. We got right up close and it's totally clear. This is the safety sign you'll see at most airport gates, basically telling you what you can and can't have. And this, all eminently readable. Very, very good. That is very impressive. There you can see the sunset out through the glass and the jetway there, and the stairs going down to the lower level, all really nicely done. And you can see out through the glass at the other end of the airport. This really does look nice. The effect is very good. And here we see a little restaurant, cafe, bar. Okay, it's a little bit low resolution here. This sign is beginning to sort of fade a bit, as indeed these are, but it's okay, it works quite well. Duty-free signs, the duty-free shops there, the illusion is quite good. Let's get a little closer. So even up close, that's not bad. Beginning to fade a little bit here, but that's not too bad. When you come further away, it works very well. So let's just take a little tour airside all the way along so you can see the shops and the detail. It is very nice. The airside part has been done beautifully. It certainly looks good in this light. I think what I'm a little bit sort of perplexed about is why they haven't done the same job landside. I mean, when you look at landside outside the terminal with the people standing there and the cars, and the detail looks really good, yet they've decided to leave that completely. But there you go, that's what they've decided to do, and to be honest, the price is good. It really reflects what they've done and then some. So let's take you very gently out through the gateway here, down the jetway, and I'll show you what I mean. This is probably one of the very few sceneries where you can take the jetway pretty much almost to the end. We go through the exit doors there. On the left there you can see a stairwell going down to the ground level when the jetway is not in use. The airline staff will take you down to the ground level and out across the ramp. Beautiful lighting here. And there's the engineer's stairs on the right hand side that also go down to ground. Now we will go through the doors. Okay, we've got 3 little walls to come through, which is a pity, but there you go. You can see inside the jetway, and it's fully lit all the way down to the end. There's a nice shot looking out at the sunset through the glass windows of the jetway. Looks really good. And another shot looking at the airside road there, all nicely lit. There's a vehicle there that's got lights on it, and there's an engineer waiting for an aircraft to come in. And again, you can see the lighting on the building does look really good. And there, looking out across the ramp, you can see there's plenty of lighting. There really isn't going to be any problem getting towards the parking stands. So a quick look at the lighting landside. Okay, there you can see the landside area, upper and lower. Looks quite nice. You've got a few Asobo globes sitting all over the place, which you know, is a pity, but there you go. When you consider the fact that you've got these great big lights here that should illuminate pretty much everything. But no, all looks really good. There's a close-up look at that elevator I mentioned earlier during the daytime. There you can see some people there. The people figures are very nicely placed. Okay, they're not animated, but they do work. And again, some nice detail looking towards the terminal landside. You've got this illusion here where what they've done is they've decided to provide this illusion. It's a bit of a pity really, because we're at night time and this is giving the reflection as if it's the day. So it doesn't quite work. It works during the day, but doesn't really work that well at night. Let's go up a little bit. Again, what they've done is they've set the glass up so you get this reflection. So they've decided not to do the inside. If I go inside, I'll show you. So there you can see you've got pretty much no structure at all landside within the building, which is something they've decided not to do. That's fine. All looks pretty good here, coming across towards the control tower. And there you can see inside the tower, that's all well lit as well. You can see the people, and you've got the red lights on it as well on the top. Just a couple of quick shots landside here so you can see what the place looks like. And there we are looking over the various car parks, and here you can see the solar panels that were mentioned in the features that have been added to the roofs of the car parks. There's the petrol station and the other end there. A quick tour over the top of the terminal. As you can see, it looks very, very good. Visually looks really nice. We'll head towards the cargo apron. Down there's the modelling that's been done. You can see this little underpass. Here's the cargo area. Nice to see a bit of lighting there down there too on those vehicles. And of course all the signs are lit, which is good. Very nice. And coming up towards the fuel farm, which is also lit. Road lights are good. They look really good. And again, they've worked on this little bit of road. They haven't left it entirely to photo scenery. Although this does look a little bit sort of photo real, it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as or as dodgy as the default would look. Again, signage, lots of little structures that make this all come to life. And this road is lit all the way along, which, you know, just makes it look so much better. So let's head out towards the taxiways and runways, have a look at the signage and the darkness. Oh, look, we've got green centerline lights, which is good. I like that. And I love the glow. They've done it in such a way that these really glow nicely. Would love to see this in other sceneries. It does look good. Okay, got a sign here that's partially blocked. Let's just do that. Okay, so this is, you've got this one looking one way and one looking the other. Signage there depicting the direction to go for whichever runway. If I turn round, there's the sign that we saw the back of that's got the taxiway number on it. And there's a close-up view of the centerline lights and the way that they glow. The glowing effect is really good. I mean, that does look very impressive. So this is an exit off of the runway, which is why you've got no entry signs here on both sides. Again, you've got lead-in lights, green lights, no problems at all. And if we head up the taxiway Tango here to the start of runway 19, I mean, look at those lights, they really do look good. And here you can see we've got wigwags. Very good, very nice indeed. And just a little overview there of the approach into runway 19. And you can see the wigwags there, the signage, the green centerline lights, the blue airfield edge lights, and everything really works really nicely. And there's a look, a nice look looking at the other way. It looks really quite pleasant. It's really pleasant. Lighting looks great. So let's drop it down to night time and see if the lighting comes up any further. Okay, 10 past 10 in the evening local time. As you can see, the sun's pretty much gone now. It's the dead of night. And the lighting has indeed come up a little bit more here. But you can still see your green centerline taxiway lights and the blue edge lights. Runway looks good. The signage still looks really good as well. So here we are on stand 13. There's my aircraft. Jetway's off at the moment. Terminal's got this nice sort of green effect, which looks quite good, but you can see through the windows. There's a nice shot showing you looking through the glass of the terminal. You can see the people sat there waiting for their flight, and below there you can see the baggage hall airside, where the baggage trucks go to deliver the baggage. Again, it's a facade, an illusion, but it looks quite nice. And of course we've got the Menorca sign on the top, and there's one of those red lights, which all structures over a certain height, I think it's 300 feet, have to be lighted for aircraft, but for warning purposes. Looking down the airside road, as you can see, it looks great. It's just very nice. Everything you need as a pilot airside is really good. We've even got some, look, we've got some cargo lifters coming along, all animated. The lighting's really good. Okay, he's just gone over the curb, but it doesn't matter. Looks good. So here's the view looking from the cockpit. Aircraft is parked, cold and dark. We're sat there on stand. As you can see, that's the view you get out of the cockpit when you meet here at night time, which is great. It's perfectly good. Quick look out the captain's side, and the view from the first officer's window. Looking landside there, all looks good. The lighting is good. Okay, you've got some Asobo globes landside there, but not so much worried about that because most of the lighting is being provided, as it should be, by the appropriate light stacks. These are nice big strong lights, and it all looks good. Here you've got the street lamps as well, illuminating everything. In most cases, pretty much everything that needs to be lit here is lit. Even the fire station down there looks really good. And there's a really nice shot landside showing you the car park with the solar panels, the terraforming and retouching that's been done here to create this so that it works properly. As the petrol station and stuff landside, all of the signs, look, even the little signs that the hoardings are lit up. Looks great, and the moon looks wonderful in the background shining on the sea there. So there's the airport at night, looks really beautiful. Let's bring it up to dawn and see what it looks like in the dawn. So here's the very early dawn, where the sun is literally just about to come above the horizon there. As you can see, the light is fading fast. And there's what it looks like from landside. As the sun begins to rise, you can see the effect on the building. Looks really quite nice. So there we are, 9:05 in the morning now, and the sun is well up, and we're looking at the airport from landside across towards the runway. Time to give you my thoughts and wrap up this review. Do I like it? Yes, I really do. I'm quite a fan of Airsoft SimWings. They do some great stuff. They did some great stuff in FSX and P3D, and they're continuing that tradition in the new Flight Simulator 2020. There are some good sceneries out there. Some other Spanish airports in the Canary Islands that they've done. They've also done some German airports which are good. Cologne, Bonn I reviewed recently. This is another nicely, beautifully detailed done airport. But as I said, the big surprise was that they hadn't done the landside internal. They've done airside internal, looks quite nice. I'm particularly impressed with the jetways, the fact you can actually walk through them even though you can't get onto the aircraft because they haven't completed it. But the rest of the jetway has been done to quite a high level of detail. The buildings look good, they're accurate. Again, this is another airport that looks lovely in the low light. The lighting is very tastefully done. The terraforming is excellent, where they've not relied on any photo scenery, and they've made adaptations and changes to the terrain so that this airport fits nicely. Sort of thing I'd love to see more developers do, because it works. From airside, as a pilot, everything you need is there. Instrument landing system, taxiway lighting is good. You'll have no problem getting to the terminal and parking the aircraft up. And for those that are interested landside, it's great. It's very beautifully done, and I like the way the internal airside has been done. Such a shame that landside wasn't done to the same level of detail. Do I think this is worth €18? Yes, it is, certainly. Remember that includes VAT, so that puts this airport somewhere around about €15.50 without VAT, which is a good price. And very refreshing to see that it's the same price both at Airsoft's own shop and at SimMarket. SimMarket hasn't taken advantage by upping the price a few euros, but it looks really good. So I'm very impressed with it. I'm very happy I got this. By the way, I bought this. I did contact Airsoft but never received a reply, so I wanted to review it, so I bought this. I actually bought the scenery. But again, my opinions and comments and reviews are my own, and not been influenced by anybody else. It's just what I've found. There's lots to see on the airport. They've modelled pretty much everything to a nice level of detail. It's a very nice product, and I can happily recommend it. So there you go, Airsoft SimWings Menorca, Lima Echo Mike Hotel, payware scenery by the Airsoft SimWings team. Menorca and the Balearic Islands of Spain. It's a PC version of Flight Sim 2020. I don't believe it's available in the marketplace for Xbox yet. That may change. I seem to be looking at a lot of sceneries where they don't say anything about Xbox, and then pretty soon recently I find out it's actually come out, but there's no mention of it in the description. So at the moment I believe this is just for the PC version, but Airsoft being what they are may well adapt it for Xbox. Download, as I say, you download the Airsoft One app, install that, 65 megs it installs, and then you click the library, put your serial number of the purchase into the serial box, and it matches the scenery to the serial number and installs it. And it installs to just over 1.12 gigs, just over a gig. Available from both Sim Market and the Airsoft shop. As I said, it's €18.10, which equates to $18.42 US or £15.71 UK. US and UK prices are estimates, and they do include VAT and tax. So this is quite a good product, and I think the price is excellent. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Hope I've shown you enough for you to decide whether you want to purchase it or not. As somebody remarked to me not so long ago, the old money pot's running out thick and fast. So many good sceneries around, and fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, this is yet another good scenery that's worth sticking your hand in your pocket for. So thanks for joining me. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another review, this time of Menorca in the Balearic Islands. Hope you enjoy it as much as I did. We will be flying in here at some point, and I will see you in the next review. Look out for a review of the new Suvarnabhumi International Airport in Bangkok that's just come out, BTBS. That will be the second scenery for this week, assuming I can get it in. It's quite a busy week for me this week, but I'm going to try and get that review in as well, and that should be fine. Thanks again, guys. Have a good week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.